Okay, so before y'all roast me in the comments, I did not have my glasses on, and so I legit could not see in the viewfinder that my lash is lifting, about to fly off my eye line, literally about to depart from my eyes. So, we are not a beauty channel for a reason. Over these past few years especially, I've noticed an increase of people going back to visit previous franchises of The Sims, even if The Sims 4 was their first game, which I think is really interesting. I feel like people are finally getting on to the scammery of The Sims 4. It's crazy to me that there's an entire generation of new Sims players where The Sims 4 is their first game. I don't know, that blows my mind. It doesn't seem like The Sims 4 has been out for 6 years. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing, no tea, no shade. But whether you're new to The Sims 3 or you've been playing for a long time, today I want to put you guys on to the best Sims 3 expansion packs for story-driven gameplay. If you're anything like me, you like a thick plot. So, if you want your plot to thicken, these are the packs you should be looking into. But I want to make this video a little bit more interesting, so I'm going to take you guys through a day in my life while talking about these expansions. One quick thing I want to mention, in this video I'm not going to be talking about Supernatural or Into the Future because those are the only 2 expansions that I don't own, but the other 9 expansions I do have and I have played, so. But I mean, just judging by the titles, I think y'all can kind of figure out what's in those 2 packs. So let's go ahead and rewind the clock to the beginning of the day. So I just came out of the shower, I just washed my hair and put some detangler in it. So now I'm gonna comb it through and condition it. All right. So I'm gonna be rating each of these packs by realism. You know, of course, The Sims is a life simulator. It's meant to simulate life. So depending on how realistic each pack is for that, that's what the realism rating is going to be. And I'm also going to be rating based on playability. So how flexible is the content in this pack for different types of stories? And also how well does this pack mesh with other Sims 3 expansion packs and other Sims 3 content? Put some gel in. Hold that curl pattern. So the first expansion pack for The Sims 3 was World Adventures, and essentially it was a travel-based expansion pack that allowed your Sims to travel to Egypt, China, and France. Something I can easily compare it to is like The Sims 4 Jungle Adventure, except no tea, no shade, I feel like this was done better than that pack. So the skills that came with this pack were martial arts, photography, and tomb raiding. Tomb raiding's not really an official skill, but I guess it's kind of like a hidden skill because that's a major theme of the pack. And then of course you also have like new recipes that go along with each of the locations you can travel to, which I think is another kind of cool touch that also ties into the cooking skill, obviously. Also, nectar making, I guess, is another unofficial skill. I think it might be considered a hidden skill, but I'm not really sure. Nectar is like the Sim equivalent of wine. When you travel to the France location, you can learn how to make nectar there. So I think that's pretty cool as well. I've sent my Sims to France and they've done nectar tasting. So that is the gist of the pack. This pack I don't actually think is a bad pack. My main thoughts on this pack is that I pretty much feel like it's just incomplete. I really do like the travel theme of the pack. As to how realistic it is, again, I wouldn't say it's super realistic to like every gameplay to have your Sims travel to Egypt, France, or China. Like, that's not something I utilize all the time, but I do utilize it more than maybe I initially expected to. Something I really do like doing with the World Adventures pack is kind of using the travelable worlds, just go with my words here, as sort of vacation worlds, if that makes sense. So I've used France to be like a honeymoon location when my Sims just get married. Granted, because the pack was initially themed to be like an explorer pack, there's not really like vacation lots and stuff to do there. So I kind of have to like place those lots down or kind of modify my own gameplay to go with my play style. But with, you know, like your imagination and with some mods and even like some different lots and kind of changing your perspective on how the pack can be used, it can be used for more flexible gameplay, I would say. Basically, in conclusion, I just wish this pack had a vacation side as much as it had the explorer side to each of the countries. You can actually install the Traveler mod, which kind of fleshes out the vacation aspect more. Granted, that one time I did, it was a little bit glitchy. I feel like it's a mod you have to have like a decent computer to kind of run, but basically that mod allows you to make any world, any of your Sims 3 towns a vacation world. So if you want that sort of aspect, the Traveler mod will allow you to do that. But just speaking on the pack on its own, I don't hate it. It just needs a little bit more work. You add your own little spice and imagination to it, and it's actually not a terrible pack. Right now I'm gonna give Road Adventures a 3 out of 5 stars. These are like my initial ratings. I'm probably going to do a final analysis at the end to see if I want to change anything around. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Road Adventures. And I think I'm gonna give it a 3 star. I actually do use it more than I thought I would. Not a terrible pack. Alright, so the right side of my head is all detangled, and this has deep conditioner, or this has leave-in conditioner in it. Now I gotta move on to the left side. Alright. So the second expansion pack for The Sims 3 is Ambitions. And Ambitions basically came with 8 new careers. 7 of them are interactive. So basically you go with your Sims to work. Kind of like Get to Work in The Sims 4, but better. Okay, I don't want this whole video to be just shading The Sims 4, but if you know, you know. So the careers that come with Ambitions are Architect, Firefighter, Ghost Hunter, Private Investigator, Stylist. There's an improved Doctor career, which is just an extension of the medical career that comes with the base game. There's a self-employment system, and then the additional like non-interactive career is the Teacher. So Ambitions comes with a new town called Twinbrook, which basically has all the lots set up for all the different careers. I wish I knew more about each individual towns. Maybe I'll insert some information about like townies that were added that are of substance or of significance. I'm sure there are. I don't normally play with townie sims or get into that very much, but that would be something also to look at. The skills that come with the expansion are inventing and sculpting, and that kind of goes along with the new self-employment system that Ambitions added. Your sim can become a self-employed inventor, they can become a self-employed sculptor, or they can even use their sculptures for decorating houses if your sim is an architect. So that's another way the pack kind of comes full circle with its features. Inventors can also work up to making a simbot, which is basically just like another playable sim for your household, except they're non-human, they're like a robot. And I also think simbots got improved in the final expansion, the Into the Future, but Ambitions kind of introduces a rough version of that. They're not as advanced as the Into the Future ones though. Going off of the self-employed sort of system that Ambitions introduces, you can not only become a self-employed inventor or sculptor, but you can become self-employed in pretty much a lot of the base game skills are also skills that come with other expansions. So if you want to be a self-employed writer, you can do that. If you have World Adventures, like I talked about before, you can become a self-employed sort of like nectar collector, if that makes sense. I don't know, like you sell your wine, kind of like have a winery. And that's actually something I was doing in the last current household I played, is I'm having my Sims sort of like work up to have their own winery, and I think that's kind of cool. Additional aspects is like the eco-friendly sort of features slash aspects. There's an eco-friendly trait, there is laundry with Ambitions, there's windmills, hanging lines where you can like hang dry your clothes, and all those things like decrease your bills. Another cool thing that was added in The Sims 3 Ambitions were stuff for children. So Ambitions came with a really cool trampoline, which brings up all of your Sims fun need, but I think it's particularly cool to have like for children if you play with families. Ambitions also came with bake sales. So there's like a little bake sale table that you can purchase in build mode. Your Sims, your children's Sims, can bake like cupcakes and cookies using like a kid's oven, and then using the table that came with Ambitions, they can sell them and actually make a coin. So your children's Sims can be aspiring entrepreneurs, which I think is cool. Another thing about like the entrepreneurial aspect that I didn't mention earlier was the consignment shops. So the consignment shops are not super well done in this pack. I honestly think it's more worth it just to sell your stuff in your inventory. But that is another thing that does come with The Sims 3 Ambitions, and I'm sure there's mods and stuff that can actually help make that better. My overall thoughts on the Ambitions expansion pack: definitely a 5-star. Easily a 5-star. Ambitions is one of the best expansion packs for The Sims 3 if you love like more gameplay features. It makes the game more interactive. This pack just comes with so many things, and of course not everything in the pack was completely fleshed out, I think, to the fullest it could have been, but the simple fact that this pack just came with so much kind of compensates for that. I use Ambitions literally all the time. The town I don't use all the time, but tattoos I use on my Sims a lot. There's just a lot of features that can be used in literally any type of gameplay. So yeah, I really love this pack. I finally finished detangling my hair. I'll go ahead and oil my head. Slide some oil on me. My camera battery just died. But this is the final hair. It's gonna dry and it's going to expand, but it feels good to have finally washed it. My scalp can finally breathe a little bit now. And I honestly just let my hair dry like this. This lighting is absolutely atrocious. I will try my best to fix it in post. Do I want these hoops or do I want little hoops? I think I want baby hoops today. I pulled these two little hairs down in the front. Hopefully look a little bit more decent while my hair is air drying. This is the look we going for today. Quesadilla, my chips, a little bit of a mukbang. So The Sims 3 Late Night is all about nightlife and celebrity lifestyle. It came with a new town called Bridgeport, which is very urban and New York inspired. The main aspects are the nightlife, the bars, the clubs, the lounges. It also comes with a bubble blower or a hookah. And it also came with social hierarchies, the celebrity system. I still get kind of embarrassed talking to my camera in front of my other family members. So we're gonna finish the mukbang up here. I have some ice cream. So in case it wasn't legible downstairs, basically I said sort of underneath the social hierarchy we have the film career and also the ability to form bands with the Late Night expansion pack. So you can kind of get famous in those two ways. But with the addition of bands, there's 3 new instruments. There's a bass, a drum set, and a keyboard or a piano. And those are all new skills that your Sims can learn. And the other new skill that comes with Late Night is mixology. Vampires also come with the Late Night expansion pack, which I never play with, what are they called? Like occult Sims? Like Sims that aren't human life states. I very rarely play with those, so Yeah, but that is a thing that does come with late night. And then another little feature, but I think is notable to mention, is the addition of hot tubs. Your Sims can obviously get in the hot tub, they can woohoo in the hot tub, and they can also skinny dip in the hot tub. So my thoughts on late night. I really like this expansion pack. I think Bridgeport is a really fun city with the addition of having, you know, an urban environment. Late night also gives you the option to live in an apartment. I also like having apartments because I have a lot of, not a lot, but I have some townhouse lots, which I use in all different types of gameplays. And it's kind of nice, like when you have a smaller family, you don't necessarily want them to have a huge house. An apartment's kind of small, and also sometimes the mechanics of apartments can be kind of difficult. But I have, you know, custom content or custom built townhouse lots that are able to work because of the apartment function from late night. So that's another way I like to use sort of the features from there. Another really great thing about late night is the late night aspect itself, like the bars, the clubs. Those are so useful, and I literally use bars and clubs in every single one of my gameplay, every single save. And then the lots that have like the fake EA bars in them, I replace them with the professional bars that came from late night. So that I literally use all the time. However, I do not use the celebrity system all that often in my gameplay. And also sometimes the celebrities can get kind of annoying because paparazzi will literally show up out of nowhere. Sometimes you're not even trying to make your Sims a celebrity and then they just are. You can disable celebrities in your settings, so that is an option. And then another main gripe about the bars and clubs from Sims 3 is the fact that like nobody shows up at them. However, I have a mod which really does not take up much space, so even y'all with like lower NPCs can get this mod. It's called More Sims and Clubs. I downloaded it from Mod The Sims, and it literally does just that. It brings more Sims to bars and clubs when one of your Sims in your household, your active household, is there. Playing with that mod like completely fixes that problem for me. So yeah, that is one of the disadvantages of the open world, but again, there are mods to fix things like this. So I would really recommend that mod if you have late night or want to get late night, because the bars and clubs do not look like what they do in the trailers. But okay, my overall rating for late night right now would probably be a 4 out of 5. Now, it's definitely a pack that I recommend for gameplay just because of the simple fact that the professional bars and clubs and those types of things don't come in the Sims 3 base game. So this pack is kind of a must for that, and I use those features all the time. The reason I'm just deducting a star is because, again, I don't really use the celebrity system. I don't care about vampires. And I kind of wish the other features of the pack didn't have to always be associated with the celebrity system and like the social hierarchy, because I don't really play with that. For me, that kind of takes away from some of the realism. But those are just my thoughts. I really like late night though. It's a really great pack and I'd recommend y'all get it. Yo, this lighting is atrocious. I'm really gonna try to fix that in post, but I don't know, I'm gonna do my best. Anyways, right now I have to edit a recap for Transformation Church. I'm part of their volunteer creative team, where we basically kind of make all of their Instagram content. I'll link Transformation Church in the description if any of y'all are interested. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this. We're gonna talk about the next expansion pack pretty soon. So the hair is out. She looks kind of cute. And I just finished editing this video. So Generations is the 4th expansion pack to The Sims 3, and it's all about adding more social features for more family gameplay. The pack basically adds a ton of more social interactions for every life stage, toddler through elder. Generations does not come with a new town, but the content is playable for like any town or any family. This pack also introduced bachelor and bachelorette parties and wedding parties, slumber parties for your children, so many different types of parties that just build your relationships. Teenagers have so much more to do in this expansion. I just kind of call it the hormonal teenager sort of update. So your teens will have mood swings, they'll have wants to skip school, they'll have wants to, like, I don't know, make an enemy, to fight people. They'll have wants to prank. Pranking is a whole new thing added for teenagers. They can prank the house, they can also prank other people's houses, and they can prank their school. And they can get in trouble for those things. Again, going back to the reputation system. So there are actual consequences for doing those things, but your teens will have the desire to do crazy stuff when they're having mood swings. But in addition to that, teenagers also get prom, and other sort of school dances, and they also get after-school activities. Both children and teens get this. So teens have like more options for after-school activities, like drama club, art club, I think shop club. All of those help get up your Sims skills. Children have after-school activities as well. They have fewer options. I'm pretty sure just scouting and ballet. Is that right? I believe that's right. Generations added more robust social interactions for children as well. So children have all sorts of things they can play with. Let's start off with toddlers. Toddlers have strollers with this pack. Toddlers can also play on those like playground bouncy things. I have no idea what those are called, but the things that just go back and forth. Both toddlers and children can play on those. Children can play in sandboxes with this pack. They can actually bury their homework in the sand. Children have tree houses. They have hopscotch. They have all sorts of new interactions and new objects to get up their fun. There's costume chests where your kid Sims can play dress up. There's slip and slides. There's all sorts of things. The new sort of occult life state, I don't know what those are called, but the new, I guess, alternative life state in this pack is the imaginary friends, which are kind of weird, kind of annoying. You probably have seen them in other people's Let's Plays. I mean, you can just cheat and get rid of them. It honestly is not that big of a deal. They basically, your imaginary friend doll shows up at your Sim's house against your will, uninvited, once you have a baby. And basically it's like a friend that only your kid Sim can see. It actually is kind of cool because you can make the imaginary friend clean up for you. So if you want, a free maid, that comes with the Generations pack as well. And you have the option to actually turn your imaginary friend real if you want to work towards that in the game. This pack also comes with a ton of other like little things that are still worth mentioning, like bunk beds and spiral staircases. Just a lot of really cool stuff. Adult Sims get midlife crises, which are kind of like an extension of the teenage mood swings, but for your adult Sims. So they'll have like wants to like divorce their spouse or move. They'll just have these like random wants and desires. But if you don't want like to get those, you can actually treat those by going to the hospital and paying some money, and you can get rid of them. You can get rid of your midlife crisis, which is cool because it does make sort of that gameplay optional. With Generations, elders can talk about the youth, they can talk about their grandchildren, they also have canes, which is cool. It kind of distinguishes the elders from the other life stages. So they don't just look like adults with gray hair. Elders aren't completely fleshed out in this pack. I feel like the main focus was sort of children and teenagers. But they do have a few things for elders, which is nice. Another thing I forgot to mention for teenagers is the ability to have house parties. Your teenagers can also learn how to drive. Like, there is literally just so much you can do with this pack. But yeah, this is one of the best expansion packs. If I do say so myself, my current rating, I'm gonna give it a 5. As for realism, it adds so much more to your family gameplay, or even not even your family gameplay, like because they have stuff for every life stage. This pack definitely adds a lot more realism to the game, which I really like. And I don't really know if I have a gripe about it. I guess the only downside is maybe not every single aspect of this pack is completely fleshed out. Like, I would have loved to see some more stuff for elders in particular. That's something that I feel like has just been sort of lacking from the Sims franchises in general. But for the most part, like, this pack does a lot more than a lot of other packs I've seen do, especially if you like social gameplay, which is, I think, what story-driven players want out of their game, is more realistic gameplay. Yeah, this is definitely a pack you want for your game. It doesn't interfere with the main formula or structure of The Sims. It only adds to it. I feel like that's what an expansion pack should do. It shouldn't take you out of the experience. It should just add to the core life simulation experience that The Sims is. I don't think I've shown you guys my outfit today, so here she is. She's kind of simple, but I think she's cute. I was wearing these shoes earlier. So yeah, with the shoes, it's a whole look. So I have not washed my bed, like my sheets and my comforter, in a while. So I'm gonna do that now. This is just the video where I'm finally gonna do the things I've been needing to do, but haven't done. Let's go do laundry. Into the wash you go. I have these pink sheets, so I'm gonna put these on my bed in the meantime. This is my bedspread. It's literally so wrinkly, but you know, it's okay. It's gonna have the comforter over top and you won't even notice it. I haven't been to a nail salon in a long time, and I wanna do something about these. So, we're gonna attempt to do my nails myself. We'll see how this goes. So I will do this as I'm talking about the next expansion pack. So Pets was the 5th expansion pack for The Sims 3. And as the title suggests, it's all about playing with pets. So Pets introduced a whole bunch of different pet species. We had cats, dogs, horses, unicorns, a bunch of minor animals like birds and lizards. Pets came with a new town called Appaloosa Plains, which is a really cute town. It's like a country town. It gives me like very autumn, cozy vibes. And the main skill that comes with Pets is the equestrian racing. So your pets can have skills and also your Sims can have skills as well. The racing is particularly for horses, obviously. Not gonna, go race your dog or your cat. But you'll imagine if it was like snail racing like SpongeBob.
On your mark, get set, slither!
And if you have the Ambitions expansion pack installed, you can actually become a professional horseman. So that's like under the self-employment option. But you also don't have to be in that career to make money racing horses. But that's kind of the new unofficial job that comes with the pack. There's also a really creepy ice cream truck that like parks outside your Sims houses every once in a while and waits for you to come out. But I really actually like the ice cream truck feature. I think it adds something kind of cute that your kids can do or just your Sims can do. The unicorn is like the special Sim in this pack, like the non-traditional Sim. It doesn't sound like a very robust pack the way I explained it, but I think it's pretty like simple. It's kind of like, the Pets theme. There's a lot of different animals you can interact with, you can collect. So I was actually pretty surprised that I really enjoyed this pack. Pets is probably one of the last expansion packs I bought for The Sims 3 because I'm not a huge pet person in real life. I'm not like crazy about them, so I wasn't sure how I would feel about this pack. But I was very pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed this pack. I found that it was really fun for like kind of just like family gameplay. The town of Appaloosa Plains, it's pretty, it's quaint. I actually have fun playing in Appaloosa Plains. I don't know, I just don't get bored. I feel like there's stuff I'm working towards with the Pets expansion pack. Obviously, I don't play with horses all the time. Even if it is, just adopting a cat or a dog, that's something you can do in any household, in any town. You can still incorporate the Pets elements without having to do like a full-on Pets playthrough, if that makes sense. Kind of nice also for children to have something to do, like take care of the minor pets. You can be playing any type of story, any type of game, any type of plot, and a pet would be able to fit just fine, like if you wanted to, but it also is a completely optional experience. Okay, so I just reshaped my nails and I think they look a lot cleaner. A few of my nails are kind of, busted, kind of short, but it's okay. Okay, so I think I would rate this pack, I want to say a 4, but I really can't think of anything I don't like about the pack. So I guess for now I'm gonna put it at a 5. Alrighty guys, so this video is getting kind of long, so I decided to divide it into 2 parts. So you just finished watching part 1, congratulations. But if you are interested in hearing my thoughts on Showtime, Seasons, University Life, and Island Paradise, you have to stay tuned to part 2. So that will be coming out next week. Here is a teaser to next week's video. These are all of my Sims 3 expansion packs. So Showtime is low-key the Greatest Showman pack because it's giving me like talent show, circus-ish vibes. The whole Sims University thing is an entire new thing, you know, to experience on its own. However, that's also a bit of the con for me. But I like how that entrepreneurial aspect of the pack played into just a random household that I had. So I would give it 5 stars. You definitely need this pack. I really enjoyed working on this video. As you can probably hopefully tell, it took me a long time, so I appreciate those of you who stuck around to the end. Let me know your thoughts in the comment down below. Out of the expansion packs I talked about today, which one is your favorite? If you like what you see, also be sure to subscribe, leave a like, do all those fun YouTube things, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, you guys.